Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and yes, now we've come to the next MCU film, and with a new face, a new hero stepping into the MCU, and this time being Ant-Man. Yes. So, and especially, a year after the Guardians of the Galaxy made their debut, it wouldn't take too long for a new hero to step into the MCU, and which being Ant-Man. I thought that the first Ant-Man film was good, and especially now that the sequel has come out, now that we have, with the sequels and with Ant-Man and the Wasp, I've come to like the sequels more than the first one. I mean, no hard feelings, and don't get me wrong, the first film is good. I'm just saying, it's something about the sequels, So if Ant-Man, because, I'll read the story, of course. Forced out of his own company by former Protec Darren Cross, Dr. Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, recruits talents of Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, a master thief just released from prison. Lang becomes Ant-Man, trained by Pym, and armed with a suit that allows him to shrink in size, poses superhuman strength, and control any army of ants. The miniature hero must use his new skills to prevent Cross, also known as Yellow Jacket, from perfecting the same technology and using it as a weapon for evil. So, and it's really cool. Like we get half of a backstory of Hank Pym, and he used to work for S.H.I.E.L.D., and something didn't go so great, and, the relationship between him and S.H.I.E.L.D., not to mention we do get cameos from Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter, and John Slattery, if I'm saying his last name right, as, an old Howard Stark. So, yeah, and of course, Hank Pym, he has a daughter named Hope, played by Evangeline Lilly, if I'm saying her first name right. I apologize if I don't. And also, Scott's, team, like co-workers, I guess you could say, Michael Pena and, T.I., Dave, he plays Dave, and Kurt, played by David I don't know how you say the last name. And also, Scott Lang, he has a daughter as well, Cassie, played by Abby Ryder Fortson, if I'm saying the last name right. And also, Scott's ex-wife, Maggie, played by Judy Greer, and Bobby Cannavale, who plays Paxton. I didn't really like Paxton and Maggie in the first Ant-Man film, especially because, they're kind of giving Scott a hard time, and, I didn't like them in the first film. But when Ant-Man and the Wasp happened, they were better. They were better in the second one for me, so, I just didn't like them in the first one. They really just seemed like just mean people. Like, I don't know, it's a long story, I could go into full detail. And especially because, even when Scott, he does, he arrives at, during his daughter's birthday, he's not really welcomed there, etc. And even though, he brought a birthday gift and such, and, he wouldn't, why would he miss out, on his daughter's birthday? That's a fact, even say when, he meets with Hank Pym and Hope, and also we get a backstory on, what happened to Hope's mother, and thus that would be heavily focused, and we get a lot more of that in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and who plays the mother. So, yeah. So there are a lot of funny moments for sure, especially the ants in this film. I liked these ants in the film, and especially because, I think, Scott, had a connection, a bond with one of those ants, I guess you could say. Well, the one ant that flies Ant-Man, with wings. And also, especially when Ant-Man, Scott, he actually runs into, and he accidentally makes his way to the Avengers headquarters. And we get a cameo, of course, from Anthony Mackie as Falcon, aka Sam Wilson. Especially because, you know, the interaction between Falcon and Ant-Man, and, you know, Scott introduced himself as Scott, but, you know, as Ant-Man, and, you know, Falcon's like, Ant-Man, and a little fight between them, and even though, yeah, he shrinks, and Ant-Man, like, messes up Falcon's wings. Pretty funny stuff. So that was pretty cool. We do get a cameo from Falcon, so... And, of course, you know, how they would interact some more in the next film that would come after this, Civil War, so... and a couple of times Scott would get arrested, and especially because Yellow Jacket, was it who was? I think it was him. Yeah, Darren Cross. That's right. Because you know, yeah, that's right. So Darren Cross is played by Corey Stoll, and he was pretty good as Yellow Jacket. Not to mention because a battle between him and Ant-Man, and up to win the, you know, climax where he has Scott's daughter held hostage. And there are some funny moments going on between that, like making the Thomas the Tank Engine toy, you know, causing it to blow up and making it big, and causing one of the ants to be big as well. And this freaks out Paxton and, you know, Maggie and the other policemen. It's pretty funny. And then Ant-Man, he enters into, like, the quantum realm. I think that's what it's called, the quantum realm, yeah. And he is stuck there for a little bit, but, you know, hearing the call of his daughter, you know, it brings him back, and Yellow Jacket is defeated and such. Yeah, and some other funny moments I could think of, like, yeah, like a montage of Ant-Man being trained, basically, pretty funny. And at the very end, because, you know, Michael Pena, you know, his character, you know, basically telling Scott, you know, and, like, from his point of view, like, you know, oh, this girl told me, and, like, you know, I know, crazy, blah, 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 that, like, giving a story of, giving a story, and, like pass of one person to the other, passing along this message or whatever, you know, and Stanley making a cameo, and his voice being dubbed by Michael Pena, you know, yeah, crazy, right? Whatever it was. And it's basically, it has to do with Falcon, like, he's recruiting Ant-Man, basically. Yeah, not to mention, because the end credits, well, yeah, there are two. I almost forgot about this one, where Hank Pym reveals to his daughter Hope of a new super suit, which is the Wasp, that she's going to become the Wasp, and thus we would see that in the next Ant-Man film, hence the title Ant-Man and the Wasp. And the last end credit scene is basically a little snip of what's in Captain America Civil War. You know, Steve Rogers making a cameo alongside with Sam, and also Bucky Barnes is there as well. So it's a little tease for Captain America Civil War, so that was pretty cool. Anyways, but yeah, but in closing, Ant-Man, I have to say, is a good MCU film. I mean, I think, again, as I said before earlier, don't get me wrong, the first one was good, but I've really liked the sequel, you know, and especially for when the third film comes out, so, you know. And what about you guys? What do you think of the first Ant-Man film, and what do you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always, and especially shout out to you tankies out there, because I mentioned Thomas the Tank Engine, because, yeah. Anyways, and how do I rate Ant-Man? Good question. You know, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 stars. You know, Ant-Man is good, and, you know, especially for what the sequel has in store. And, of course, we'll get to that very soon. So, again, 8 out of 10 stars for Ant-Man. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Ant-Man. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. Take care, peace out, and Avengers assemble.